Hi guys, this is Sharni and welcome to Placement Wala YouTube channel. Hope you are all doing well. So it's been a long gap after which I am up again with another video. So in this video today we would be solving a few quantitative aptitude questions and uh, these questions are mostly asked in TCS NQT examination and few of the questions that I have taken today are very recently asked in the 20th March shift. So I hope you get to learn a lot from this video. So without wasting much time, let's move on to the questions directly. So this is question one. Try to solve it by yourself first, then we would be solving it together. Hope you all have tried to solve the question by yourselves. Let's see what the question says. So the question says a man sells an item at rupees 7200 and incurs a loss of 10%. What price should he sell the item to gain 20%? Okay. So from the data given in the first sentence, we can get the cost price. Let's say cost price is CP. So cost price into 10% loss. So we have 90 by 100 is equal to the given amount, which is 7200. So from here we would get the cost price, which comes out to be 7200 into 100 divided by 90 and 00 cancelled. 9 8s are 72. So the cost price comes out to be 8000. Got it? Now it has been asked what price should he sell the item to gain 20%? Okay. So we need to find the selling price where selling price we would get by calculating 20% profit on the cost price. So cost price is 8000 into 20% profit, so 120 by 100, so 00 cancelled, and 12 eights are 96 and two zeros. 9600 is our final answer, which is option A. So option A is the correct answer. Hope you all got the logic. And you would be amazed to know that this question was asked on the 28th March shift. This March, this 28th March, this question was asked, and if you could solve it, then I think you are good to go with next upcoming shifts also. So now let's move on to question two. Okay, so here it has been said that the product of two numbers 6845, and if the first number is 5 times the second number, then find the sum of the numbers. Okay, sum of the numbers. So this question is again, this question was again asked on the 20th March sheet, and the values used here are exactly what it was given in the examination. So try to solve it by yourselves, and if you can solve it, then well done. You are uh, very much eligible for the TCS NQT examination and can easily crack the examination, I believe. So let's say the second number is x. So the first number would be equal to 5x. Now it has been said that product of the two numbers, that is 5x into x, is equal to 6845. Got it? So from here we get x square is equal to 6845 divided by 5. And this comes out to be 5 ones are 5, 1 8 18, 5 threes are 15, 3 5 34, 5 6 are 34, 4 5 9. 1369. We have x square is equal to 1369, and this implies x is equal to now 1369. Okay, so the last number must be 9. So we have to take any square digit whose last number would come out to be 9. And we know that last number can be 9 only if it is 3 in the last which gives us 9, or 7 in the last, which gives us 49. So last digit is 9. Okay. So another thing, we know that 40 square is 1600. Okay. So anything that we take should be lesser than this. Okay. So nearest to 40 that has 9 at its end is 37. Let's check with 37. You would get calculator in the examination. So this much logic you need to build in your mind. After that, you can use the calculator to check that that is exactly equal or not. Let's see, 37 into 37, and that is equal to 1369. So we have got our answer, x equal to 37. Now we need to find the sum of the numbers. So sum would be 5x plus x, which is equal to 6x, which is 6 into 37. 7 6 are 2, 42. 42 and 4 60 are 18. 18 for 22. 222 is the correct answer, which is option A. Hope you all got the logic. Let's move on to question 3. So question 3 says a car travels from point A to point B at 25 km per hour and travels back from B to A at 75 km per hour. Find the average speed of the car. Okay, so this question again was asked in the 20th March shift, and data here is not the exact data that is given, but it is the essence of the question is same, just the data was different in the examination. So try to solve it, and if you could solve, then it would give a lot of confidence to your preparation. From point A to point B, let the distance be d. So we know that average speed average speed is equal to total distance by total time taken. Now, total distance for the movement from A to B and then B to A is 2d, and time taken to travel from point A to point B is d by 25, and point B to point A is 75. So this is our equation, and this is our formula. Now if we solve it, we would get 2d divided by 3d plus d. 75 is the LCM, it can be easily understood. Okay, so we have 2d into 75 divided by 4d. So 2, and that is equal to 37.5 would be the answer. Yes. So yeah, option B is the correct answer. Option B is our correct answer. Hope you all got to know the logic. Let's move on to the next question. It is another a pretty easy question, and also to notify, this was again asked in the 20th March shift. So you would see that 4 of the questions that I have taken today are already from 20th March shift. So you can guess the level of the question. So solving these kinds of questions are enough to crack TCS. And let's see what the question says. A man earns a salary of rupees 15,000 and spends 73% of it. What is his savings? Okay. So if he spends 73% of the salary, then the remaining is 27%. So this 27% is what his savings is. So we can calculate it as 15000 into 27 by 100. 2 zeros cancelled. So 1 last 0. 15 sevens are 105. 10 in hand. 15 twos are 30. 4050 is the answer. Okay, option C is the answer. It was a pretty easy question. Let's move on to question 5. Okay, so this question says a manufacturer makes 800 articles at a cost of rupees 1.50 per article. Okay, so from here we can get the cost price of the articles. cost price is equal to 800 articles at the price of 1.50. So this would give us 1200 as the cost price, right? Now he fixes the selling price such that if only 600 articles are sold, he would make a profit of 30% on his outlay. Okay, so this word can make a bit of problem. So if you know that outlay means the investment, you can say, or the cost price here in this context. So outlay refers to the cost price, and over the cost price he makes a 30% profit by selling 600 articles. Okay, so we can calculate the selling price. So selling price equal to cost price into 30% profit. Okay, so two zeros cancelled, zero at last. 12 threes are 36, 3 in hand, 12, 12 3, 15, 1560 is the selling price. Okay, now 600 articles, so the selling price for 600 articles, each of the 600 articles is 1560 by 600. And from here, after that, it is said, however, he sold 620 articles at this price. Find his actual profit percent of the total outlay, assuming that the unsold articles are useless. Okay, unsold articles are completely useless, so we can take that into consideration. We should not take that into consideration. So, selling price of 620 articles. So, the selling price of each article would be same. So, total selling price would be 1560 by 600 into 620, sorry, 620, 0 and 200 cancelled. Okay, 15, so will it be cancelled by 6? Yeah, 6 twos are 12, 3 36, 26. Okay, so here I have to take help of the calculator. 62 into 26, it would be 1612. 1612. So the profit percent would be equal to selling price 1612 minus 1200 by 1200 into 100, and this would be equal to 412 by 12, and that would be equal to 12 threes are 36, 36 4 5 in hand 52, so 12 fours are 48 4. So again it would be 4. Mm, sorry, it would be 3. 12 threes are 36 and then again 3. So 34.33. 34 is this. Option D is the correct answer. So this is our answer. Hope you all got logic. Let's move on to question 6. So try to solve this question by yourselves first, then we would be move on to the solution. Hope you all have tried to solve this question by yourself. Let's see what the question says. A boat can travel 36 kilometer upstream in 5 hours. If the speed of the stream is 2.4 kilometer per hour, how much time will the boat take to cover a distance of 78 kilometers downstream? Okay, so pretty, you can say, pretty easy question or straightforward question. Just a bit of calculation required. So speed upstream is equal to 36 kilometers in 5 hours. So this would be 7.2 kilometers per hour. Okay. And it has been given that the speed of the stream is this. So speed of the boat is equal to 7.2 plus 2.4, and that comes out to be 9.6. Now, it has been said to calculate 78 kilometer downstream. So downstream speed we have to calculate first. Speed of speed in downstream is 9.6, speed of boat plus the speed of stream, which is 2.4, and this would be equal to this 10. So 19 to 11, 112 kilometers per hour. And from here we can calculate the time taken to travel 78 kilometers. Required time is equal to 78 by 12, and that would be equal to 6. 12 6 are 72, 6 so 10 60, 12 5 are 66.5 is the answer. Option A is the correct answer. Hope you all got the logic. Let's move on to question 7. Okay. A alone can complete a piece of work of rupees 300 in 5 days, but by engaging an assistant, the work can be completed in 3 days. Find the share to be received by the assistant. Okay. So we have, let's say A can do the piece of, okay, we have it. A can do the piece of work in 5 days, and A plus let the assistant be small a. So A and assistant can do the piece of work in 3 days. So their LCM is 15. The efficiency of A is 3. Efficiency of the of A and assistant working together is 5. Now from here we can get A plus small a is equal to 5. This implies that efficiency of the assistant is 5 minus efficiency of A, that is 3, which is 2. So we know that the total money is divided according to the ratio of the efficiencies. So here for A efficiency is 3, for the assistant efficiency is 2. So money would be divided in the ratio 3 is to 2. Therefore total amount is 300. So the assistant's profit would be 2 by 3 plus 2. Total is 5 efficiency. So 3. So if we cancel out, this would be 60 into 2, which comes out to be 120. So 120, option C is our correct answer. Hope you all got it. Let's move on to question 8. Okay. So this is a question from the average. Try to solve it by yourself first, then we'll be solving it together. Hope you all have tried to solve the question by yourselves. Let's see what the question says. The average of 10 numbers is given as 40. However, one number was mistakenly recorded as 35 instead of 45. What will be the correct average after rectifying? Okay. So there's two way of doing the question. Let's first do the longer process. Total would total that we have got is 40 into 10 is equal to 400. Now it is said that we have mistakenly recorded the data as 35 instead of 45. So what is the difference of the data that has been mistakenly taken? It is 10. So the as the data that we have mistakenly taken is smaller than the data that should have been taken, so we have to add this to the total to get the actual total, which is 410. Now, if we divide it with the number of candidates or the number of numbers that have been given, so we get 41. So this is our correct average. So option A is the correct answer. Now, another shorter way of doing this question is take the mod value of the difference of the mistaken data and the actual data. We have got the mod value. Now divide the difference with the number of candidates. So here we get 1. Now check whether the mistaken value is smaller or greater than the actual value. So for this case, our mistaken value is lesser than that of the actual value. That means whatever the total that we have got from this average is lesser than what we should have got for the actual data. So our total would have been increased, and as a result, our average should have increased. That means whatever difference per candidate we have got, we should add it to the average, the wrong average, to get the actual average. So from this method also we got the answer, which is 41. And as you can see, this is a shorter and crisper method. So using this saves you a lot of time in the examination. Okay. So one thing can come to your mind, that what if the number is lesser than, what if the actual number is lesser than the mistaken number? So let's say instead of 45, this number could have been 25. Now, as we have said earlier, we at first need to take the mod value, 35 minus 25. This would give us 10, and 10 by 10 is equal to 1. Now we need to check whether the mistaken value is lesser than or greater than the actual value. So here we see that 25 is lesser than 35. So the mistaken value is greater. As the mistaken value is greater, we could easily understand that the total that we have got is greater than what we should have got if we take the actual value. As the actual value is lesser, so the total would have been lesser. And as a result, our average should also have been lesser than what we have got. This means whatever difference per candidate we have got, we have to subtract it from the average, which is 40 minus 1, which is 39. So in this case, where our actual value is lesser than that of mistaken value, we have to subtract the value, and where the actual value is greater than that of the mistaken value, we have to add the value. Hope you all have understood the logic of this question. So that's it for today. This was our last question for the day. Hope you all have learned a few logic, and the video has helped you in your preparation. So for more such videos, like, share, and subscribe the channel, and we'll meet you soon in another such video. Till then, thanks, tata, bye bye.